what you're doing. Psst. You're so busy.
I'm replying of that one guy in your
Which one?
the one that said what's that? Andres? Is that Andres?
Well, hopefully one or two of them will come in here and we can talk about it. We'll see.
I can't see my reply.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People got upset because I had the cops run off those beggars. Well, we're talking about the video where I had the police run off the beggars from the front of the store. Because apparently some people got upset about it. So I don't know, maybe if they don't understand the context of what led up to it or what it's really like here, I'm not sure. But some wires are crossed for sure. So we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. I'm kind of looking for one guy in particular to come in. I'm looking for his name, but so I'll wait just a few minutes. Let me know if you guys saw that video where I had the cops run off the beggars, and let me know what you thought of it. Because maybe I edited it weird and made it look like I was just like instantly running to the cops or whatever, but there's a lot that leads up to something like that. Maybe I just didn't show enough. Because I mean, it happens in America all the time. I mean, beggars will stand outside of businesses, and the business owners will come out and run them off. I mean, it's a common thing to run off beggars. I mean, and truth be told, even here in the Philippines, where people really are poor, even here, most of the beggars are not using the money for buying rice for their family. Most of them are going. What are most of them using the money for? What do most of the beggars use the money they get for?
Maybe food, but I saw some of them just. I mean, I can't. I can tell that. I can see that I didn't see that they buy stuff for their face. I mean, rejuvenating whatsoever.
Like beauty products.
Yeah, beauty products. But I can tell that they are using beauty products.
Yeah. So if a person can't afford food to eat, how do they afford beauty products for their skin? And then some.
And they are healthy to get the job. They are not too old or. So.
Yeah. Bad job.
Chow.
Yeah. Most of them could work if they wanted to. And it's not like there's no jobs available in the Philippines. People find ways to earn money rather than standing around and begging. Which, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I mean, here, let me see your phone.
Did you, you gave them food sometimes.
Yeah, but I don't have to sit here.
You didn't post that.
I know. I don't have to sit here and list every single time that I've been generous or whatever. That's not the purpose of it. Illegal to beg for money in the Philippines. Now, this law is countrywide. It doesn't matter what province you're in, what island you're on. It is illegal in the Philippines to, number one, beg for money, but also it is also against the law to be the one to give the money. Both ways are illegal. Okay, it is the Presidential Decree number 1563. The law penalizes both those who beg and those who give alms in public places. Regular begging is considered an offense. Individuals found regularly begging may face a fine of 1,000 pesos and or a jail sentence up to 4 years. Penalties for donors. The law also includes penalties for those who give money or food. Even if you give food, that's still illegal. And using children to beg, the law is particularly strict on those who use children to solicit.
Use them.
Yes. Local government units such as Davao City, which is a military zone basically, continue to implement anti-mendicancy campaigns to combat street begging. So yeah, again, that is Presidential Decree number 1563 is the law that makes it illegal to beg for money in the Philippines, or give money, or food. Yeah, no, even giving food is illegal. Presidential Decree 1563. And they will enforce it if you force them to. Now, let me just go into a little bit why I went to the cops and had them run them off. So, and I'll have her kind of back me up a little bit. Well, you can just tell the truth, but... So, when we go to Sandangan, okay, if we stop at 5 different places, like if we stop at Jollibee, then we stop at a hardware store, then we go to Amigo, then we go to the grocery store, how many of those places do we get hit up for money with beggars?
I mean, every store,
every single place. Every single place you go, 3 or 4 will come up with their hand out. And it's not so much like, you know, they'll come up with their hand out,
even if you
and you can say Dili or Walla or, you know, go on or no. Even if she tells them no, they still just stand there, and they stand uncomfortably close to you. They stand very close with their hand out like this, and they will not leave. Even when she tells them no and to leave, they still just stand there. So it becomes somewhat frustrating that every time you go to town, every single store you go to, you get bombarded. Normally it's no big deal. I keep walking and you know, I go on with my day. This particular time, there was a minimum. I didn't count them, but there was at least 10. At least 10 homeless women, or I don't know about homeless, but, you know, beggar women and children just sitting all along the entrance of Pure Gold, the grocery store. They were absolutely lining the entire door. Yeah, the exit door and the entrance door were completely blocked off. So you had to walk through this crowd of people just to get to the store. And so that was an extreme circumstance where we had already been begged at the ATM, and it was awkward because the woman wouldn't leave. And then we pull up to the grocery store just trying to get groceries, and there's 10 of them lining the front of the store like they're on strike or something. And so, yeah, I got annoyed and frustrated, and I was like, you know what, it's not fair. Even though I'm a foreigner, I have the right to live in this country without being pestered and bothered. I have the right to live in peace. If it's 1 or 2 beggars, whatever. And I've been known to buy one of them like a meal. There was one time a pregnant woman that was standing outside of a restaurant, and I told her to go and sit down. No, the one that was at that one restaurant that wasn't air conditioned.
Oh, yeah.
I told her to go sit down and get anything she wanted to get, and I'll pay for it.
Yeah, and also she asked for Coke.
Yeah, water wasn't good enough for her. She wanted Coca-Cola. So, I mean, how hungry could she be if, you know?
I mean, they said they don't have shelter, but the mayor gave them shelter before, but they choose to just beg.
Yeah. Even when they have, public housing provided to them, they still
Yeah.
chose to just go out and beg and not get jobs. So, I mean, it's not like no one has ever tried to help those people. But at some point, you have to try and help yourself also. Bragging about the snow. So anyway, I would like to hear from someone that saw that video on, like, if they understood the context of, like, how many of them were lining the front of the store, or maybe we didn't do a good job videoing and editing, but so I'd like to hear from some people what they thought, whether it be good or bad. I was hoping the person that commented would come in and say something, but I haven't seen them yet. Maybe, yeah. I guess no one has anything to say about it one way or the other.
Yeah. Maybe the one that said that is sleeping right now.
No, they answered 6 minutes ago, so I told them I'm gonna do a live to give them the opportunity to come in and speak up face to face, but okay, he saw the video. So what were your thoughts on it? Did it come across like I was being a crybaby? Like, I mean, if it did, it did. There's nothing I can do about it. That it is what it is. But I mean, a person can only be bombarded so much before you just. It gets so frustrating.
Our video is no filter. Like, we hide.
Yeah, I don't really hide anything. Which video? Which one was it? It was the last video that when we went to Sindongan. Yeah. Maybe 2 videos ago or something. The comments were shut off by YouTube because of the children, but
you just post that today.
Well, they don't normally enforce things like that, is the problem. What's the question about? Well, I've been talking for 15 minutes. The
video.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, agree with it or don't agree with it, it's the law here. The kids should be in damn school, not out on the streets. No, I did a video a couple of videos ago that I went and had some police officers run a bunch of beggars off that were lining the front of a grocery store. And some people got upset about it. Parents were home. Kids Well, a lot of times the parents are out there begging for money too. It's not like the parents are laying at home sending the kids out to do it. Like, that happens in the U.S., but here the parents are out there begging too, but they might separate themselves. Like, the parents will go around the corner, and so it looks like the children are by themselves. I've watched them before. If you give them a coin to the children, you'll just watch them for a few minutes, and they'll walk around the side of a building, or they'll walk down the sidewalk, and they'll hand it over to their dad or their mom, and they'll put it in their bag or whatever. So their parents are out there. It's just that they separate themselves so that you'll feel sorry for them. And there was one in particular in front of Prince where there was a little boy, and he must have not been 4 or 5 years old, and he had crippled legs. So he couldn't walk or anything, and he was sitting on the floor with his legs out in front of him, and his forehead bent over, touching the ground in between his legs, screaming and crying. He was absolutely wailing and screaming and crying, and nobody was doing anything about it. No one was helping the poor boy. Nobody was doing anything. And so I had her walk around and ask, who does this child belong to? Come to find out, the dad of that child was across the street sitting on the sidewalk. And so I went over there to that man, and I can't remember exactly what I said. Do you remember what I said to him? I said that if I ever see that he needs to go over there and pick his son up and take care of that child. And if I ever saw that again, I don't remember what I said I would do to the guy, but it was not pretty. So these people absolutely, I mean, some of it's pretty rough. Drugs is not really a big thing here, but they use it for alcohol and cigarettes a lot. Okay, but you have to remember though, whether it's enforced or not, Presidential Decree 1563 clearly states that not only money, but also it is illegal to purchase and give food to someone that's begging. So even if you think you're in the clear because you're not giving them money, you're giving them food, it still is against the law here. Now, I've done it numerous times. I'm not going to sit here and recount every time because I don't feel like it's in the spirit of generosity to keep a list of when you have and when you haven't helped someone. But chances are, 9 times out of 10, if somebody bum rushes me with their hand out, I'm not going to help them. And that's the first time I've ever told a cop about the beggars or anything like that. And it was literally because they had a wall of people in front of the grocery store. There was no way to walk into the grocery store without going through a sea of beggars. And I'm sorry, but I know I'm a big guy, but I don't necessarily feel safe in a crowd of beggars. You know, you don't know if they're going to slip their hand in your pocket. You don't know if maybe they'll give you a little stab in the side with a knife or something while nobody's looking. You don't know what they're going to do. They're going to try to steal your phone or something. I would just rather not be within a sea of beggars surrounding me. And especially since begging is against the law, they shouldn't be there in the first place. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. They'll steal, they'll put their hands in your pockets, they'll take your phone. The ones here are not so much, pickpockets or whatever. They're more of the just kind of sit back and hold their hand out. They don't really have, like in Manila, they have the little children that'll run around and pickpockets and all that stuff, but they don't really have that here. But, as foreigners, it does make us feel bad, the poor people and all that, and you will, no matter how hard of a heart you have, you will help once in a while. The issue is, you can't help everyone. Your money, I don't care if you have $1 billion in the bank, your money will run out before you help everyone. You're not going to be able to help everyone anyway. They were poor before foreigners came here, and they'll still be poor after the foreigners leave. But even though we are foreigners, we still have the right to live a happy, peaceful life. We don't have to be annoyed and bombarded every single time we go to every individual store we stop at. It's a little bit much. If we went to Sindongan and went to Jollibee and there was one person that begged and then we went to 5 other stores and there was no one, that wouldn't be such a big deal. And honestly, it's worse in Sindongan than it was in Dipolog. There was not that many beggars in Dipolog. I don't know if the police ran them off, or I don't know what the reason is, but there is a ton of them in Sindongan.
Because the reason that there's a lot of insindahan because in Dipolog the police will
So the police actually make them leave
Yeah.
in Dipolog?
yeah, that's why we go other city or town.
Oh, yeah. Well, good. Well, at least some places enforce the law, I guess.
Yeah, but still there's still in Dipolog, but not a lot.
Not like in Sindongan.
Yeah.
Not like in Sindongan. And you would think the security guards would run them off also. The security guards that work at that store.
Yeah, I mean
Because like in Dipolog, when you go to City Mall, there's a security guard at the front, and you drive up to the top to go park. I've never seen a beggar up there. Never. Not once have I ever seen a beggar at City Mall. I'm trying to think of where I even have seen a beggar in Dipolog. I know we've seen them. But it's not...
Boulevard.
Yeah, the Boulevard a few times, but it's very rare there.
Yeah, but in the store no.
Yeah, you can go to every store in Dipolog and not be bothered at all.
Sometimes when it's December.
No, there's only 2 stoplights in Dipolog. There's no stoplights here. There's literally only 2 stoplights in Dipolog. They're getting ready to put a 3rd one in by City Hardware,
yeah.
but it's not operational yet. And no, there's no beggars at the stoplights either. There was one kind of like a mentally challenged person that used to sit at that one stoplight and drink and like yell at people.
Yeah.
But he didn't ask anybody for money. He was
he
was just eating and yelling at people. No, yeah, I don't mind the cardboard thing. That's helpful.
Yeah.
That's them out there actually doing a service in exchange for money. That's okay. Because I appreciate not having to get onto a wet or screaming hot motorbike seat.
Every store that we go to.
Yeah, every store that we go to, the cardboard goes on, and 5 pesos gets given. But, I mean, at least they're doing something. They're providing something rather than just coming like this. See, there's people like that will never ever even give 1 peso to any beggar at all. I actually have helped out quite a few of them, but I go and tell the cops one time to clear out the front of a store because they're blocking the entire front of the store, and then all of a sudden a few of the viewers think I'm Satan. I'm guessing those people either are not here or haven't been here a while or so. I don't know. But it's just, I mean, a person can only take so much of that. Yeah, but you got to watch out for that. Buying all that food and asking them to sit and eat and drink or whatever. I'm telling you, it says right there in the law, it's illegal. I mean, so to video yourself doing that you're videoing yourself committing a crime in the Philippines. So that sometimes they don't. And like I said, the pregnant woman I helped at the restaurant, I told her to go in and sit down and she could order anything she wanted to order and I'll pay for it. And Alona even was up there getting the food for her while she sat at the table, like Alona was the waitress. And Alona got like a glass of water or whatever, and the pregnant woman demanded that we buy her.
Pregnant. She has a baby.
Oh well, she had a baby, and she demanded Coca-Cola. Yeah. She didn't want the water, even though we bought her a bunch of food. She didn't want the water. She wanted Coca-Cola.
Even us, we didn't drink Coca-Cola.
Well, we had Mountain Dew or whatever, but yeah. I would just be careful videoing myself committing a crime, but I mean, you know, whether it's enforced or not is you know, an issue of depending on where you are. I've heard that in Davao, it's a lot of laws are strictly enforced in Davao because Duterte basically turned it into like a militarized zone. I don't know how true it is and I don't know how strict it is, but I have absolutely heard that even for foreigners that live in Davao, there's like a 10 p.m. curfew. You're not allowed to be out in the streets past 10 o'clock at night. Now I don't know if I would want to, even how safe it is and how nice it is, and people say, I don't know that I would want to live in an area where I wasn't free to come and go as I chose, but I'm not a child. I don't need a bedtime or a curfew. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure it has to be frustrating for the ones that are actually like in desperate need. Maybe there's one that hasn't eaten for 2 days and has absolutely no money, no food, is really in a desperate situation. I bet it's frustrating for them to try and like convey that like they really need help when they're surrounded by fakes and people giving them a bad name or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. It's unfortunate, but I just kind of wanted to jump on here and see what people's feelings were about that video. I don't know if I edited it weird, or if like maybe people just didn't get the context of, you know, I've been here so long and it happens so often that it's like an accumulation of, okay, whoa, you know, 10 beggars all at once blocking a storefront is a little bit overboard, and I'm not going to deal with that.
Yeah.
And someone even said like, oh, it's okay for Tim to break the law and not wear a helmet yeah, well, I've paid my fair share of helmet ticket. I mean, you know, I'm willing to accept the consequence for the things that I do, so whatever. And if they were to enforce that law here, I would wear it. And I'm sure the beggars are the same way. If they would just enforce the laws that they have written for themselves.
Even if just tell them walang pera, waray kwarta. Even if you tell them
even if you say wala or dilly or no or go away or whatever, even if she tells them no or whatever, they'll still just stand there very close to you with their hand out.
That's why sometimes
for minutes.
I also do like that. Then they go.
Oh yeah, nobody said anything about you bullying the poor children by asking them for money. It's okay for you to bully people.
No, not so that they will stop to ask me, because I ask them too, so they will
Yeah, and that's a good point. The issue is that no one in this whole area wears a helmet. It's basically almost like it's not the law here. Like you'll go to certain places in the Philippines, and even in Davao. In Davao, it is against the law, even though, okay, from the LTO officer's mouth himself, he told me that covering the entire country of the Philippines, it is the law that you have to wear a helmet on a motorbike. In the entire country, no matter where you are. But also, in Davao, it is illegal to wear a full-face helmet. You can't wear it. You cannot wear the helmet in Davao because they're worried about people hiding their identity. You know, the motorcycle shootings and all that. So, apparently local laws can trump national laws, or they can just choose which ones they choose to enforce or whatever. But, you know, and that's the same thing like in Sindongan. If they choose not to enforce those laws, then, I mean, there's not much I can do about it. But all I have to do is show the cop the law and tell him it's your job to enforce the law. And when I walked away, they weren't doing anything about it. I figured that they weren't going to do anything about it. That's why I told them I would just go and talk to the mayor. But as we were leaving, the cop came and shooed them all away. Yeah, an open helmet, which is like basically a styrofoam bicycle helmet that people wear here, but
Complete. 41 is 41.
yeah. I don't know that I would choose anywhere close to Cebu. I mean, they get pounded with typhoons and earthquakes and all that. I just don't know that I would choose to live anywhere close to there, but... Yeah, as far as the helmet thing goes, I just, if it's possible that I can not wear a helmet like everyone else in the area, you know, here when I'm at home and in Sindongan or whatever, you know, I'll never have an issue not wearing a helmet ever. Even when I get stopped by LTO, they just tell me to go or whatever. And if they happen to write me a ticket, it's 500 pesos and I'll pay it and go on with my day. It's not a big deal. And most of the time I accept, like, well, that's how it is here. Most of the time I accept, like, the beggars coming up and whatever, and I tell them to go away, and she tells them to go away, and they don't, and we just go on about our day, and it's fine. But when more than 10 of them completely barricade the front of a store, the exit and the entrance doors are completely blocked with beggars, that's a little bit different. I don't want to be a law-abiding citizen. I don't want to wear a helmet, and I'll pay every ticket that they give me just to not wear one. And it's always a citation. They don't accumulate. So, and I even asked them, like, well, what happens if you get 10, you know, no helmet violations in a week or something like that? And they just say, well, you just pay 10 tickets. They don't accumulate and eventually have like a bigger fine or a bigger penalty. You just keep paying the same ticket over and over again. Infinitely. Forever. And to me, it's worth it. I absolutely cannot stand the suffocating feeling of wearing a helmet. It absolutely is just like, oh my God. It makes me feel like I can't breathe. I hate it so much. Yeah. I mean, I got lucky. I did not take my own advice. I met her before I came here, but I will forever tell everyone that if you're going to move to the Philippines, come here and travel around and check out several areas first. Take into consider the weather risk. Take into consider, the Abu Sayyaf risk or whatever risk there might be for that area. Choose an area before you choose the woman. So choose the area that you like to live in the best, and then just choose a woman from that area. That way you don't get kind of cornered into, well, this is where she's from, so this is where I have to go. I mean, I myself did not follow that. I got lucky that this area has basically no adverse weather, almost no earthquakes. I've never felt one. It's basically pretty protected. What you're doing? You're so busy.
Editing video.
You're so busy. Maybe you should not let. Why not? I do just fine here. With exactly the way I'm living, I don't have a single problem. I mean, I have problems, obviously, but not anything that would keep me from being here. Yeah, it's true. I do have an issue accepting quite a few things. But I feel like even though I'm a foreigner, the Philippines provides visas and visa options for us to live here long term. And with those visa options comes not really the guarantee, but at least the availability of the right to live peacefully. And so, while I do have a problem accepting some things, because a lot of them just don't make a lot of sense. I feel like if these people just took a few minutes instead of just moving through life doing exactly like they've always done because that's just the way it's done. If they took 5 minutes to have an independent thought, maybe they would come to the conclusion that there's a different way. But I mean, I don't know. The curfew in Davao minor. Adults are fine. Oh, that's okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just heard that there was a curfew. I didn't hear the specific details, but I thought that was kind of strange if if a adult was not allowed to be out past 10. But well, that I can agree with though, because the parents here sometimes don't really exactly watch their children very well. Kids are all the time just running around and going places, not telling anybody. I don't know how many times we've had to track down Lai because she'll just jump on one of the cousins' motorbike and go down to the store. Yeah. She don't even tell us anything about it. So I'll ask her, "Where's Lai?" She'll go, "I don't know." 8-year-old little girl, and the mom don't even know where she is. That's yeah. So. Separate rules. Banning videoke from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Yeah. I don't know. The videoke doesn't really bother me that much. I don't. There's one right down the road, and we can hear it a little bit sometimes, but I mean, as far as the Philippines goes, I mean, this is a pretty quiet area, I guess. A lot of the frustrations I have with not being able to accept things is just like is because I care about the Philippines and I want it to be a more successful environment for her, for her children, for everyone's children here to have a better shot at a better future. And so, like the school system, I have big problems with the school systems here. And I can't just sit back and accept, well, that's the way it is in the Philippines where children miss 2 days of school every week or whatever. Like down here at the elementary school, I don't know how many times over the past 2 weeks, a classroom's teacher is absent. They have to go to training or a seminar in Sindangan or Dipolog or somewhere. And that class will just not have school because that teacher is gone. Now, what's supposed to happen is the principal of that school is supposed to fill in as the substitute. But for some reason, he doesn't do that. I don't know. So anytime one of the teachers is sick or gone, which happens a lot. I mean, teachers in America, make it a point to go to work every day if possible. If it's not possible, they have, a good excuse or whatever. Some of the teachers here will just skip a day, and then their whole classroom doesn't have school that day, and it happens all the time. And they'll have all these dance recitals and like all this extracurricular stuff that has nothing to do with actually math, science, language, learning actual school subjects. They put a lot of emphasis on dancing and like all this other extra stuff. But then they don't have school, they'll miss 4 or 5 school days a month. I don't know. I don't know what kind of message that sends to children, well, it doesn't really matter if you go to school or not, whatever, no big deal. Or if they're late. Hell, the schools don't even go in session and end at the same time every day. Like sometimes Ezra will get out of school at like 3:12, and then other times, like yesterday, Lai's school didn't stop until 3:36. There's no way to tell when school ends or begins. No, the teachers here don't get behind in salary. That's not the reason. Maybe that's a reason for the teachers somewhere else, but the teachers here are paid when they're supposed to be paid. As far as her sister is a teacher down at the school. Does your sister get paid when she's supposed to? Does your sister always get her salary when she's supposed to, or does the school sometimes skip and not pay her appropriately?
They pay every month, but I think now it's every 15. I don't know,
but this person is saying that there are some teachers in the Cebu area that haven't been paid for 3
maybe
months.
that's not regular teacher, like a substitute or just volunteer. I don't know, or just a teacher that the province is paid.
There's ways that teachers can be hired just by the local province, and then there's certified teachers.
Every 3 months, I get my salary before because I'm just a volunteer, and the province just the one that gave the salary like that every 3 months, but it's just small amount.
Well, the reason why I complain is because it's just it doesn't make sense. A lot of the stuff, mayor, workers, like, okay, for the mayor thing. Okay, I won't say his name. I won't say where he's from. Obviously, you could put two and two together, but the thing about the mayor, is it really appropriate for a public servant and a person in such stature, such as the mayor, and here mayors get a lot of respect. If you're the mayor, you're a big shot. Is it appropriate for the mayor to be seen in public staggering drunk? I would argue that it's inappropriate, no matter where in the world you are, to be a public official and allow your constituents to see you in public in an intoxicated state. I would say that that's inappropriate no matter where you are. And yeah, the workers, the truck drivers, beggars, schools, a lot of it has to do with it. I feel so bad for the children of the Philippines because the parents don't have enough, I don't know, pride or bravery to stand up and say this is not right. Okay? The children here deserve a better shot at a future that doesn't include building a house out of grass and barely having enough rice to eat every day to survive. Okay? The children deserve at least a chance. And it seems like the adults that live here are willing to just keep doing, anything the government says, anything that, has always been done before, and just accept it. But they're not thinking about their children. What are their children supposed to do? Well, it should be someone's purpose. It should be someone's mission. Who is it? I'm not saying it's my purpose to save the children of the Philippines, but if you can plant the seed in the minds of the parents and let them come to the conclusion on their own, then maybe, you can somehow, in a small way, do a part. So, where I'm from in America is a rural area, and it is cheap to live there. I lived by myself in America. I made $43,600 per year before taxes. So my take-home pay was $1,380 after taxes every 2 weeks. So $2,760 per month after taxes. And I was able to live just fine on that. But I had to work. Here, it's such a dramatic difference. Okay, so $2,700 per month in America, and I was able to live. I wasn't able to really save a whole lot. There wasn't a lot extra. That was cutting it pretty close. So $2,700 US dollars to live per month in a rural area in America, versus our monthly bills are less than $500 US dollars a month here right now. So less than 25% of what it costs, even in rural America, to live here. Yes, the price difference is very large. Good old timber jig. You know, I still had that chainsaw mill when I sold my house last year. Yeah, it is the country and government's responsibility. That's absolutely correct. But the citizens here are either so afraid or they don't care enough to do anything about it. And it's like they just ignore. Yeah, I know. It's like they ignore the fact that they're really hurting their children. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the way I feel about it too. Every single person on the face of the earth should be free to voice their opinion no matter where their feet may be standing. Thailand. No, I did not consider Thailand because the visa program there is so effed up and they change it all the time. I don't want to have to deal with that. I wanted to go somewhere where it was very easy to do the visas. Thailand makes it difficult, to say the least. I mean, I watched I don't know how many videos of people saying like, "Oh, it's this many months in Thailand," and then 2 weeks later, "Oh, they changed the visa thing in Thailand. Now it's this or that," and it changes all the time. It's crazy. Yeah, my ex-father-in-law used to own a bunch of rent houses. Like, he probably had like 40 rent houses in the town we lived in. And that used to be my full-time job, basically, was just going from one house to the next and cleaning up and repairing what other people tore up. And yeah, they would just leave without paying. $13A. Yeah, there's so even with the $13A, you still don't get like. I asked the immigration guy about the $13A, and he said it doesn't matter if you have $13A or not. Like, it does make things a lot easier. The first year is like a probationary period, and then after the first year, you get like the actual like permanent one or whatever. But what did he say? Once every 5 years, you still have to pay to renew it. It still costs money. So there's nothing. You don't marry a Filipina and then all of a sudden you live in the Philippines completely for free for the rest of your life. There's still a fee. I think it's every 5 years you have to renew. Bare concrete. Well, I mean, it's done on the inside. The outside still needs to be plastered and all that. My God. Yeah, from breaking ground to moving in, I think it was 4 months. But I was here every single day pushing. There's a lot more to do. A lot. Honestly, sometimes I really feel like it would be a whole lot easier to just go back to the U.S. and go back to work and just send money back here and have other people do the work and just get it done, but I don't know. At the same time, I mean, I could do it myself. It's just I'm fat and lazy, tired. I like to lay around with my beautiful Filipina and watch The Walking Dead. She thinks it's weird, but I like to rub her belly button. She thinks it's weird. Do you think it's weird? Just let me do it. It's my joy.
It's your joy.
Yeah. Okay, I can do it. I don't really let it bother me if somebody disagrees with me. It's okay. Not everybody's going to think the same way. It's just that I like to have the opportunity to tell the whole story. So what you guys see in the videos, even though I just video whatever we do, and I don't edit out
No
or try
filter, it's really
no filter.
what happened.
I don't edit out like embarrassing things or things that happen. I show you guys whatever. But even with the amount of honesty that I try to put forth in the videos and realism, even with that, sometimes you can miss the context. So if somebody has a misunderstanding or doesn't agree with something, I always like to at least try to explain and give the whole story. That way at least someone can formulate, at least an informed opinion rather than a snap judgment.
You're like a Filipino now. You just judge. One-sided, like.
I don't know how you got it done so fast, but the fiance visas, I've heard, even from recently, I had one of my subscribers, he brought his Filipina to his home in Florida just a few months ago. And so that's the most recent case that I know of. And it took them, 9.5 months to get her to America just to get married. And then it hasn't been long enough yet for her to get like citizenship or anything like that. So, I mean, it at least is taking longer than 3 months after the 9.5 months or whatever it took to get her there in the first place. I don't know about a mansion, but I'm pretty proud of it. I can look out and see the mountains. I mean, it's pretty good. I'm satisfied with it. Yeah, I won't call anybody haters. Like it's just people can have a difference of opinion. It's fine. I'm not the type of person that will just like listen to someone's opinion and then just say, okay. Like I'll always at least supply context or another side most of the time. Took 8 months. Yeah. That between 6 and 12 months is like 9 months, 9 to 12 months is kind of the average. So it's a long time. And honestly, it might just be a lot easier to get married in the Philippines. Even though it takes 2 years, you skip a whole step. instead of two, complicated visa cases, you just have the one. Because if you get married here and then apply to bring her there, then she's a citizen. So you don't have to do two separate, but it does take like 2 years. Just the number one stalker. Maybe he's the Facebook stalker.
Maybe no.
You're tired?
No.
You want me to stop this so we could watch The Walking Dead?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, let me rub your belly button. Come here!
Help.
Don't say help. Don't say help. My
Yes,
God.
I'm
You're going to get me in trouble.
I don't know about that.
Shh, don't tell her. Then she'll feel too comfortable. What?
I'm not comfortable.
Oh, whatever. You got your face in my toy pillow. You're very comfortable.
Yeah, but I
What?
nothing. Oh, you're wet.
Well, it rained a little bit
Yeah.
on us, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. All right, well, I've been going about an hour. I might go ahead and end this, I guess.
You,
It's lunchtime.
yeah. Never try.
I never skip a meal.
That you are the prize. Uh-huh. Really? My God. You're the prize.
Oh, trust me, she knows.
What's the prize?
She finds out every night. I mean, what?
That's not the thing that you know that the person love you. Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's how you know I'm the prize.
I don't know.
Actually, that's not 100% true because she wasn't like a destitute, like desperate Filipino when I first came. Like her family is basically like middle class. I mean, they're not hungry and like starving and needing food and money and all that. It's just, so I don't know if I'm so much of a prize, but don't know. Let's see. We asked something about Starlink.
Yeah, there.
Yes, I have Starlink.
That.
SIM card. No, that I don't. There's no cell service up here. I don't know. Pro Life Traveler. A little weird. No, I honestly, I really don't watch YouTube that much. And when I do watch YouTube, it's usually like about a video game or something. I mean, honestly, I don't. Ever since, when I still lived in America, I used to watch like Philippine, YouTubers all the time. Like Texas Filipino, because of the construction stuff, I'd watch him. Old Dog. I even used to like Mark, before he passed away or whatever. I really liked his Every Man Has a Story. And then Filipina P, I watched her all the time. Every single new video I watched. Since I've moved to the Philippines, I don't watch any of that. I just don't have any. I'm here, so honestly, I just don't have any interest really in. And the Filipina P is so like commercialized now. She used to have fun videos of like challenges where she would climb coconut trees and all this kind of stuff. Now it's just all about like, ooh, 10 things a Filipina girlfriend is doing behind your back, or like, I don't know. It's just nonsense. I don't like it. Oh, Armstrong. I used to watch every one of their videos. Him and Donna. I used to watch every one of their videos. Every single one. I used to love their channel. But, I mean, things happen, so. I don't know about sucks, but she's definitely commercialized. And honestly, I would probably still watch those videos if I was in America. But being here, they don't interest me. And that and the Sexy Mama. She does the interviews of like, oh, like, do you love giving BJs? And like, she talks about all the really dirty stuff to get views and all that. I used to watch that when I was in America, but I haven't seen a single Sexy Mama video since I've been to the Philippines. I haven't seen a single one. So yeah, a lot of the, and it's unfortunate, but I don't know. I tried to watch some of the videos that he put out by himself, and then after they split up, and then she put out by herself, kind of explaining or whatever, and you know, she would speak, you know, Bisaya or Tagalog or whatever, and put the translation on screen or what. I tried to watch some of that because it was really unfortunate what happened or whatever, and especially that what was it? What was their name? No, the one where the old guy that drinks all the time had the 41-year-old Filipina, and she got pregnant with Alexander.
Yeah.
But it turned out that she had cheated on him and all this other stuff like that. That was devastating because I really liked their channel. I really did. And then afterwards, like, I just couldn't, I was so disappointed. I don't know. A reason to go. 20 more years, yeah. 21 more years. Yeah, I don't know what's in store. I don't know if I'll go back to America and work and take her there and maybe take the kids there for a better education and a better shot at life or success in life. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really want to go back to America. I mean, as long as YouTube still keeps kicking ass like it has been, then
Someone will report.
they could try, but it's not. I mean, I would be open to it, but I mean, none of that. I don't think I'm big enough to be on their radar, for one, and for two. You know, that's how James and Karen stopped in here the other day and was commenting on some stuff. And you know, I've mentioned before, I used to watch their videos every time. Every time they had a new video, I would watch. But when they stopped the construction stuff, it just didn't interest me anymore. But I think that's how they got a big boost, was that they live in an area that's close to other foreigners. I'm just not close to any other foreigners. I mean, there's the one British guy that lives like outside of Dipolog. I mean, I guess I could drive 2 hours to go there, but I don't know. I would be open to it, but I mean, you know, I'm not going to contact a bunch of YouTubers and be like, hey, can I know your channel? Like, I mean, it would have to be like a mutual, like, you know, hey, you know, I enjoy your videos, let's, you know, do a thing together. Well, I had talked to James before about when he had the XRM and was talking about getting an XR 150 or a bigger bike. He was talking about getting a bigger bike, and I chimed in and told him that I bought an XR 150 and it had the big bore kit to make it a 212cc, and you know how powerful it was and good. So he chimed in and was talking about, like, we went ahead and bought the XR 150, and so it was, you know, we've never talked about anything like, you know, real deep or anything below the level of like, motorbikes or whatever like that. Commander Doubt. I don't even know who that is. I guess there's a lot of Philippine YouTubers. I mean, I just don't. They're just not on my radar. I've never heard of any of these people. How do you even find them? You guys are naming like 50 Philippine YouTubers. I don't even know how did they even come across your feed? Even when I was in America and I was watching those videos a lot, like I would only get recommended like, the same like 6 that I watched all the time or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I've literally never even heard of some of these you guys are saying. Like, yeah, that's what I looked for a lot when I was still in America, and it always disappointed me because having a construction background, I always wanted to see the nitty-gritty. I wanted to see like every day what exactly are they doing? How are they tying those rebars together? Like, where do they make the bends? How do they fit together? What mix are they using for that concrete? I always wanted to know the specifics. And most of the Philippine house builds, they show up once a week or something and video the progress and say, hey, this is what it looks like now, and then they just leave. That's why I really aimed, or I tried every day to show some detail of something that was happening. Is it okay? I mean, if you want to, I mean, that's okay. I won't promise that I'll agree to do something with every single one of them, but I mean, if one of them were to email me or something like that, or message me on Facebook would be a lot better. My Facebook and Alona's Facebook are in the description of every video. Then, I would do a little research and I would watch some of their videos and see what they're about, and then make a decision on yay or nay. When I first visited, yes. So you always have to have an onward ticket. Even coming here just for vacation, I had a round trip ticket, so that proved that I was planning to leave. Now when I moved here, I also had to have an onward ticket. But I just bought one of those like $12 bullshit throwaway ones to Thailand. Like I think it was flying to Thailand, and then you just show that to them, and that was enough. But yes, you always have to have an onward ticket. You can't come here on a one-way ticket. Yeah, that's what I say also. That's what I've said from the very beginning. Now, here's the issue with that. I'm never going to put myself in the position to tell someone else how they should spend their money that they worked for in their life. So if there's a 50 or 60-year-old guy that wants to come here and he wants to pay a contractor to build them a house, but he still wants to go and travel, and he doesn't want to deal with the hassle of going to the job site every day. Even if it costs more money, he's willing to do that, and he's willing to wait however long it takes. Then that man absolutely has the right to do that. I mean, you don't have to be chained to your project if you don't want to be. But if you want everything to go smoothly, efficiently, you want to make sure your workers are actually doing work every day while you're supposedly paying them to be working, then you have to be on the job site, not even just every day, but all day every day. From the time the workers get there to the time that they leave, you have to be there. to make sure you're getting as much out of your money as you're supposed to be. Yeah, they don't own tools. Well, here's the thing about it. So, even the skilled laborers are, they don't really own their own tools. So if you pay someone, if you pay a contractor to build your house, that contractor has his own tools, and he loans those tools to the workers to use while they're working on that job site. So you don't have to provide the tools if you hire a construction company or a contractor to build your house. They take care of all that. But if you just hire workers and you're going to be the foreman or the contractor yourself, then yeah, it's your responsibility to buy their tools. I mean, I bought a cement mixer, and I mean, I'm here to tell you, cement mixers are over $1,000 US. That one out there costs 61,000 pesos. I mean, some of these tools are not all that cheap. And it's really annoying because the workers don't really take care of them that well. They really abuse them. Yeah, again, that's one of those things where it depends on what kind of agreement you have and who is building your house. If you hire a contractor or a construction company to build your house, you know the price of that house build before they even start. You sign the contract. Whatever. You still would be smart to go to the job site and make sure that they bought the appropriate materials that they quoted. Because sometimes they'll quote high-end materials, but you'll end up with subpar materials in their place, and they'll just keep the difference. So you need to make sure that you're getting what's outlined in the contract. And that begins by, a contract is a two-way thing. So when a contractor gives you a contract for building your house, you don't have to... My notifications are going off because you're Facebooking.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm almost done here, but you don't have to just accept the contract that they provide you. So you can take the contract that the contractor provides you, take it to your own attorney, and put in your own stipulations and draw up a whole new contract. Then you can come back to the construction company or contractor and slide your revision of the contract across the table and ask them to sign it. And you can go back and forth like that until every line item of the contract is agreeable to both sides. Now what I did was I was the foreman and contractor myself. So I bought all the materials. I made the trips to Dipolog. I mean, even though like Paul offered to buy all the materials and haul them back, I would still drive to Dipolog and go to the store physically and pay for the stuff and pick everything out that I wanted in person and then have him haul it all back. But honestly, not everybody wants to be that hands-on. Some guys have a lot of money. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't deserve to have a lot of money. Maybe they worked for it. Maybe they, just earned a lot of money in their lifetime, made wise investments. If a guy comes here and wants to build a $500,000 US house, then that's good, great. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And that gentleman probably doesn't want to be out in the hot sun all day, every day, watching them build his house. He probably wants to go boating with a young, attractive Filipina, or he wants to go out to eat at a fancy restaurant. He doesn't want to be sitting around a job site all day. It's that man's choice. It's that man's money. I'm not saying one way is right and one way is wrong. I'm just saying there's different ways. If you want to make sure you pinch every penny and get as much out of your money as you can get, then you need to take control. Anytime you give up any amount of control, you're giving up, money. Free lunch and snacks. Yeah, I didn't mind so much the lunches, but the damn snacks. Like, I felt like they were kindergartners taking nap time or something. Like, my God. 10 o'clock in the morning, snack time. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, lunch hour. Which, by the way, most construction people in America take a 30-minute lunch, not a 1-hour lunch. Most places in America do not take a 1-hour lunch anymore. It's 30 minutes most of the time. But they get a 10 o'clock break, snack time, 12 to 1 o'clock is lunch hour, and then 3 p.m., which they stop working at like 4:30 in the afternoon, so an hour and a half before the end of the day, they get another snack time at 3 p.m. Right, that's my attitude too. I wouldn't trust anybody else when it's my money. I want to control every aspect. But I can't say for sure that if I had, $8.5 million US just sitting in a bank account drawing interest, I can't say that I would worry about, $5,000 US extra to not have to deal with the, problems or whatever. I can't say that I wouldn't just say, oh, 200 grand to build the house, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm going to go enjoy myself and travel around for a year, and I'll be back when it's done. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's that person's money. If they don't care, to spend it, then that's up to them, I guess. Okay, it's lunchtime. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Hungry and sleepy.
Sleepy? Wake up! Let me play with your belly button. All right, we're going to get off here and eat lunch and probably watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because you don't fall asleep on The Walking Dead. Any other movie or TV show, as soon as the opening credits fade, she's sleeping.
If that's not a season, if I really like the movie, I will.
Yeah. She really likes The Walking Dead, which makes me so happy because it's my favorite show. It's really hard for me to not tell her things that are going to happen, but I try not to.
I tried. You didn't tell me every question that. My God, I did. You didn't tell me, even if just a small. That's actually a good. I might sit down and write down. Okay, so after all you've done, is there anything you wish you didn't do? There's a lot that I wish that I would have done differently. Snacks.
Well, that's a minor thing. There's a lot. So what I thank you for that comment, because I'll sit down and I'll make out a list and I'll make like a one-off, like not a daily life vlog type video, just about the things I wish I would have done differently, because there's quite a lot. There's not going to be a baby. No baby. No baby. When in doubt, pull out. No. I'm done with the babies. Alright guys, I'm going to get some lunch. She's about to scratch my eyes out because she's hungry. Yeah, it is a good idea. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this. You guys take it easy. And I'll see you whenever. To Hanks. Yeah. All right, guys, take it easy.